I needed to just do a quick one. Might do 20 minutes or so. What the hell happened there? Like, lads. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Like, just, that was just crazy. I can't believe. Like, I'm still kind of, I was watching that fight back just there, like the last round. And I'm still like, what? How that exactly went is just beyond me. It's crazy. What are your guys' thoughts? I ain't gonna stay crazy long. I'm probably gonna do a quick, reasonably quick live. Like I'm talking 20 minutes, half hour, and then I'm gonna try and think what I've just witnessed. Do you know what, right? If Liam Smith had fought this fight and it had gone 12 rounds and he'd won a decision, a close decision, say a 116, 112 scorecard, he'd come through a couple of tough rounds and then, he came out the other end. I'd have done a review and I would have said, got my prediction wrong. Well done. Credit to Liam Smith. You did brilliant, etc., etc. Yes. But and I still kind of, I don't laugh because it's fun. It's just an early knockout, an early stoppage for Liam Smith. Blimey. I would never, ever, ever have envisioned that. I literally was just like, that is, if you had told me, look, here's the free bet, put it on Liam Smith early stoppage, I would have said, God, what are you talking about? Get out of here. Early stoppage. Having a laugh. Well, I felt he was winning the fight going into the stoppage personally. I know Carl Froch was saying different. I just didn't feel like Liam Smith was doing enough with the aggression, truth be told. Nick, how did you react? Did you see it, or what was your reaction? I know you were watching the watch along, but what was your reaction to it? DA is in shock, man. I'm in shock. Getting busy. I don't really know where he goes from here. To be honest with you, I know, Zach. I'm sat there like that as well. Like I think the fact that like it's not like Eubank win or losing isn't like, I didn't think he'd lose, and the more I thought, the more I thought he'd win. But I was kind of thinking like, if Liam Smith wins, it'd be on points. And Joe Stunner, shout out Joe Stunner Boxing. Go and check Joe out. Great channel as well. Hopefully, I'll get you on soon, mate. All of the possible outcomes, I never would have predicted an early win for Smith. That's why we all love boxing. You've summed it up there, and I think that's why we're all here. We're all so kind of shocked because it's like, if you had said, I think Joe, me and you, like if we had both, if someone said to me and you, Liam Smith wins on points, close decision, me and you would be like, okay, fine, yeah. We wouldn't have been that shocked. Would have been like, okay, I would have thought Eubank would have won, but okay. Early knockout. Early knockout. I'd be like, get out of here. Get out of here. Early. And there he goes and does it. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And did you see Conor Ben, right? I'm not going to stay on it long, but he's saying that if Eubank had fought him, that it would have went 2 rounds. The reason why he didn't fight him is because you failed a drugs test. And you can say, you fucking failed. Right? End of. Now, if you can prove your innocence, which I doubt you can, because the 200 odd pages, good luck, you've never proved it yet. But if it makes sense, I'll say, okay, fine, fair enough. But for now, you fucking failed. 2. Didn't see it coming. Because he was juiced up exactly. Oh man, it was crazy. Yeah, he would have been goosed. You see, I don't know if Eubank takes it, because I just think he'd be well advised to go up to 168 pounds. If you're having issues like that with your chin at 60 now. It's not going to get any better next time around. That David Haye curse. How is a guy who's been in there with 168 or gets cleaned out? But I'm going to assume it's just probably the fact now his punch resistance is just gone. Because you got to, this is how it is, right? If you're sufficiently dehydrated, okay, you're losing fluid from around the brain, which essentially protects your brain. You know, it adds, for want of a better word, we'll say it adds like, we'll say a cushion around the brain, we'll say, right? Now, if you're sufficiently dehydrated, okay, that's gone. It will come back, but it takes more than 24 hours to fully get it all back there. So what Eubank, and God only knows what he would have been like in there at with a rehydration clause. Conor Benn is what Conor Benn is. Look, I always had a few. I always admired Conor Benn that he was trying, but as I've said, since summer 2021, when him and Eddie Hearn, I'm not going to go into it, he's just, in my books, he's a write-off after that. I'll give him credit if he does anything good in the ring, but after that, he'll get it doubly hard from me if he F's up. The weight cut has definitely affected Eubank, yeah, 100%. And you do see that. Do you know something? Looks like Roy Jones did Eubank into MK2. The problem is with a 49-year-old version. It's like, does it kind of remind you of Roy when he was near the end, getting knocked out by Tarver, where it's like, that's mad. 92 in the building, smash the like button. We've got 100 in the building, people. So smash the like button if you haven't already. 100 of you guys in the building. I've only got 19 likes. Come on, lads. 100. The like to people ratio, that's not good. Come on, you have 100 in the building, and I've only got 18 likes. That's bad out. Smash the like button, and if you're new, hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. Eubank needs a what happened video next year, man. I don't think Roy Jones would be a good fit. I think he needs a WF is the deal. I don't think he needs a happened video just yet, because what happened? Liam Smith happened. It's easy. Amazing, really. Like, I think we love boxing. We do. Boxing is, for me, it's the greatest sport in the world because things like this happen. And you see someone who deserves it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Exactly. You see someone who deserves it. And Liam Smith's had a hard career. He's had things not go his way, like in Russia. He should have won that fight. Can be world champion at 160. Well, the champions, I mean, Charlo's moving up, so that felt be vacant. I'd give him a bet. Well, look at how good Denzel Bentley did against Akhmadaliev. Not Akhmadaliev, Jesus Christ. Yalabek. No. I always get them names mixed up. You're going to have to correct me on that. But seeing that, like, it's Virgil Hunter, I think, said he was overtraining. Possibly. And look, did you see? Billy Joe can't say anything either. You know, Billy Joe Saunders hasn't fought in over nearly 2 years. So Billy Joe Saunders can't say anything. And look, I'm no fan of Eubank. I've always said that. You know, I like him more now than I did back then. But, you know, for me, it's like he's coming back to the arena where it all went wrong against George Groves. And it really went wrong this time around. Oh, boy. It really went wrong. Tony Bellew will be... Well, now, does he get on with the Smiths, though? I know he bigs them up, but I've never really seen him, like, in their circle, per se. And, you know, I know he loves the Liverpudlians, but Liam Smith isn't with Matchroom, so maybe he'll just get a thumbs up. If it was Matchroom, you can imagine he'd be like, you know, God knows, be like Everton winning the league. Due to his athleticism. I thought Eubank looked okay in there for the first couple of rounds. It was just... I just... Honestly, like, I'm still kind of sat here and I'm just like, what have I just watched? Did that actually really just happen? Or it's just so, like, I don't... Like, it's weird. Like, I can envision Liam Smith winning, but like that, I mean... I'm still just kind of like, whoa, how did that happen? You know, he won't retire. I don't think he will. I think he'll carry on. Um, but it's just wow, just like wow. I still can't believe that fight happened. I can't believe it went that way, and it's why we love boxing at the end of the day. I mean, it reminds me, and probably this is to a lesser extent, of course, but it reminds me of how Povetkin White was going. So I remember that, where White was just on it like a car body. He was hurting Povetkin, he dropped him, and then uppercut as well. Actually, funny enough, done. And you're sat there and you're just you get this like charge. It's like you're just like, what have I just witnessed? What have I just witnessed? That's literally what it was like. Uppercut was an absolute peach. It was beautiful. You hit someone with an uppercut and you hit them right, they are goosed. They're goosed. There's no ifs or buts. They're goosed. You hit them right because the way it neck and head and it's like, I think it's because when it goes up like that, I think the brain, obviously it must lift a little bit. So I'd say if you see guys who get like hit with a good uppercut, they normally don't recover. And that normally is an equilibrium killer. An equilibrium killer, I should say, is the uppercut. Normally is. I don't like how he's copying the stance. Nor I. I'd say there will. Yeah, like he was careful at 168. It's fair to say he was careful at 168 until he fought Groves. But early contender for knockout of the year. I wouldn't. Someone said upset of the year. I don't know. Like, look, it's not upset of the year, but would you call it shock of the year? Not in terms of the result, in terms of the fighter winning, I should say, but in terms of how early knockout for Smith. Jesus, crazy. I'm looking forward to chatting to Ade next week, and I'll ask him about it because I didn't see. Obviously, we were both doing watch-alongs. I'd love to. I might have a look and see what his was like. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to upset any algorithms and stuff like that. I'm just not going to get anything into it. But yeah, not going to get into that. Eubank was piecing him up in the third round. Once he started bringing the uppercut in the third, thank you, by the way, for the super chat again. I appreciate that. As I said, we recouped the money I paid for the pay-per-view in the watch-along. No, he was piecing him up in the third round. When he brought the uppercut into play, I really did think that was the beginning of the end. I thought, oh no, he's got the uppercut now, and that's going to be that. And it was that. The uppercut was that. It was just the other way around. Wasn't picked by many. No. His dad, seeing his fading and didn't want to listen. I think he was better when his dad was around. I think a father looks after his son. It's a good job. Now, Eubank Sr., just to interject, he's not been, I don't think he's been the best in my opinion, all up there. And I don't say that in a mocking sense. I say it in a sense of, I hope he's okay. I hope that, I hope he's okay after this, because no one wants to see their son get knocked out like that. So I hope he's okay as well. I really do. Eubank wants rematch at Anfield. Liam was underestimated, but boxing, Liam Smith is a tough man to beat. He's only been beaten by very good fighters. I mean, rematch, but I mean, the loser of this fight, they really had nowhere to go. I wonder, will Kell Brook look at Liam Smith and think, Benny, get me that fight. I've had it out with Khan. He sparred Liam Smith as well in the past, so he'd know a bit. I thought the uppercut was going to. I really did think the uppercut was going to be key for Eubank. And look at that. We've got 250 in the chat now. Lads, there's 250 is in the building, and I've only got 50 likes. Smash the like button, and if you are new, one of these 250 that's in the building, if any of you are new, please smash the like button as well. Help your boy out, because I'm trying to get to 10,000 subs, and I am currently, I'll tell you now, lads, I'm currently 67 subs off 10,000. So if any of you guys, there's 250 70s in the building, if you could help your boy out, I'd love to get to 10K this weekend. It'd mean the world to me. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Yeah, I think he will. Now, Kell Brook's been out of the ring, Joe, for nearly a year. So it'll be over a year if he does fight Liam Smith. I don't think that would end well for Kell Brook either. He sparred Liam Smith. He sparred Liam Smith in the run-up to the Triple G fight. And I'd like Kell Brook to leave on a high, but I think Kell Brook, he needs to be around. He needs to be back all at the lights. He needs it, as Hatman said. And I think Kell Brook as well, just for a mental point of view, needs it as well. I really do. Boom, look at that. 81 likes. You guys are flipping amazing. And yes, we're nearly there, lads. We're almost, right? We've got now 53 subs left. 53. Surely we can do it tonight. Can we do it tonight? Can we get 10K tonight? The only problem is, right, YouTube is really, really weird, right? So if you get a load of subs in a day, sometimes it takes away all your inactive subs. Well, it's not all of them, but it takes away a couple of them, and it's a pain in the arse when it does that. Picks Mick on points. So it wasn't all right, but good fight. I mean, it was just so crazy. Smith would beat the living crap out of Conor Benn. He would. Oh, and what would Triple G have done? Jesus Christ. God help him. I've no doubt Eddie would try and make that, but is there really money in it now at this stage? Or was there ever really money in it, to be honest with you? When he got sparked, really was worrying in actively of wider cognitive decline, has been taking one to the land one for years, and it caught up with him. Big up G-Man and Hatman. Brixton in the house. I've never been to Brixton. And funny enough, I don't stay too far from Brixton when I stay in London. I stay in Westminster, which is just up and down. Well, Brixton's, I think, further south. So, yeah, I've never stayed in Brixton. But, yeah, big up, man. Big up. Crazy. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. 49 subs off 10K, lads. 49 off 10K. I think we might do it tonight, lads. Honestly, I think we might actually do it tonight. Can we do it tonight? I'm crossing everything that we can do it tonight. I'd love to go to bed tomorrow on like 9,960 and wake up with a big tent. That would be just like. But his dad knew what he had to do to be the best, and over time, he could see he wasn't the warrior he was, like his son. Like he said, my son will never be champion. Is looking that way. But there's a saying, right? And this is not a knock on Eubank. Understand this on Eubank Jr. It's not a knock on him. There's a saying that strong men make good times, but it can lead to weak men. I'm not saying Eubank is weak. I'm not saying that. But would he ever have the fortitude that his dad had? Because his dad had to come up the hard way, whereas Chris Jr. didn't. Bring out an impression of Ty. I can't do an impression of Tyann. I literally cannot do it. I live in Tulse near Brixton. When I was a kid, it was rough. And I've heard Hatman has talked about Brixton on Patreon before, and he's told us a few stories about his childhood and stuff like that in Brixton, and it sounded like a war zone, to say the least. It sounded like a war zone. I remember him telling me several stories about a lot of things, and on Patreon, and you just hear them and you're just like, whoa. I grew up in Swords, which is like, there's a couple of rough estates, but that's it. The rest of it is just like, well, it's got a lot worse now, but it's not really, but it was never anything bad. Yeah, he takes his eyes off the opponent. You never want to do that. If you look at like Rick and Dow and people like that back in the day, when they would always, even when they were moving their head, their eyes were never off the opponent, so they were always there. Whereas when you move your head, if you move your head like that, what's coming? I don't know, because you can't see. And big up to Adam. And thank you, Mr. Prodigy, for the £5. I will read that out for you now. Eubank was number 1 in the UK in middleweight, number 2 in the world. This really kills his stock. He's also had a habit of closing his eyes when he gets hit, which is not also good as well. Yeah, the Bouncer series was tremendous. It really was. He could potentially fight. No, Callum Smith's never going to do 168 yen, actually. Do you remember Eubank Sr. said his son would beat Andre Ward at 175 pounds. Do you remember that? Could you imagine they actually ever did fight, how that would have went? Would have went pretty damn bad for Chris Eubank. Ward would have had a field day. Hard times make strong men make good times make weak men make hard times. Exactly that. And you see that throughout history. You've often seen that throughout history whenever that's been the case. And yeah, it's... Naz is just... I'm sure he's if you got the camera to Naz, what do you think? I think he should retire. I do. I'll big up Naz. I've never been down before, so maybe this is why, but Eubank got up way too fast. Yeah, he did. He's obviously never been down, and he obviously, when he was put down, it was a case of, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? So, you know, he just didn't react. And you see that with fighters, when they've been down for the first time, especially if they have fate in their chin, to them, it's kind of like, oh, this is new. Okay, I've been down. And I guess the ego kind of takes over as well. It's like, I'm down, get up. And realistically, when you go down, you have 10 seconds. Take your time. Take the 8 count. Get up. Get your legs back. You know, if needs be, take a little walk. And then the referee will let you go. It's the best way. If your legs are gone, they're getting up too quick. They're just going to be... You're going to be all over. It's easier said than done in the moment, but it shows... Mate... Ade, mate, I couldn't believe it. I was like watching this and I was like, oh, good combination from Smith. And then I see Eubank go down. I was like, what? Speechless isn't the word, mate. I'm just. Do you know what it is? I was telling the lads this earlier, right? For me and you, I'm sure we even said it last night. Liam Smith winning on points wouldn't be inconceivable, but early stoppage. What the hell? Early stoppage. You gotta love boxing. You do. You really, truly do. And oh man, it is crazy. Nearly 300 of you guys in the building as well. And again, like I feel like a dickhead for asking it, but if you haven't already, hit subscribe. I'm less than right. I've got 47 subs off 10k. Please. So if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit subscribe, help your boy out. As I said, less than 47 subs off 10k. We're nearly there, lads. We're nearly flipping there. We're nearly there. Madness in my Adam Smith voice. This is what I was just... Do you know what it is, right? Andy Clark. I listened to Andy Clark comment, and I was just thinking, if that was Adam Smith, I was like, actually, if it was Adam Smith, you could just imagine the screaming, and he's all over the place. I think Eubank is gone. Oh, it's all over. You could just imagine in that voice, the Adam Smith voice. When Adam Smith got real excited, it actually could be pretty entertaining. Since if you hit 10k tonight, let's get over the 10k. There's nearly 300 of you guys in the building. Surely we can get over the 10k tonight. I'm sure we can do it. I'm sure we can do it. And again, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. Help your boy out. We're nearly there, lads. We're so close. Liverpool won something today, actually. If Ade's in the chat or Jamie's in the chat. I watched Liverpool-Chelsea. All I'll say is Liverpool look shakier than Eubank Jr.'s legs. That's what I will say about that. I know Ade's probably in the chat. If he is, there you go. He smashed that dislike button straight away, but they did. Legs are shaky. He knows people troll him on that, so I guarantee you he's not going to be saying that as much. He knows people love that, and I guarantee he's not going to say it as much. See, what Adam Smith, right? Where is it? Adam Smith, right, will talk so much nonsense. But when he really got into it, so when he really got excited and hyped, it wasn't actually that bad because he had that... Adam Smith, right, I didn't like him as a commentator because he would just talk absolute nonsense about, like, he'd be missing the... I just didn't like that. But when things got eventful, he was actually pretty good because he was really into it and he'd be living every moment with you. So when things were kind of getting real eventful, I could be like, you know, oh yeah, you know, I mean, I didn't mind it as much there. Well, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, that definitely ain't gonna happen. Oh, I'm sure Eddie is just looking. And again, Ben Shalom, you know, the new kid on the block, and he's the guy with the winning fight, or he's the guy who got Liam Smith the pay-per-view. Ben Shalom is probably like, you know, with the eyes, with yeah, those eyes, like, I swear, it's like you're looking through his soul. I guess that's why consider powers of recovery much more than the ability to take the initial shot. That's a very good point, actually. That's a very, very, very good point. The powers of recovery, you could have a bad chin. You could say, look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, I don't think has a bad chin, but he's been decked a few times, but he can recover. Bellew, to his credit, he was dead. He was decked loads of times in his career, but he always recovered very quick. Very rare you'd see Bellew really hurt. Stevenson hurt him, but Stevenson is a Deontay Wilder with the left hand type puncher. I mean, there's getting hurt by guys and recovering. There's getting hurt by Stevenson. I mean, you'll let him away with that. I mean, there's just Bellew and Stevenson was lethal. Whatever you think about it, he genuinely has a passion for boxing. I've heard rumors about that, which I won't talk about, but I've heard some. I gotta say, I enjoyed the card. It's been quite a while since I witnessed an atmosphere like that. It's a brilliant atmosphere in Manchester, I have to say, isn't it? Tangible. It's a great atmosphere in Manchester. You always tend to see that there. The Manchester guys, they bring it. They bring the atmosphere. And if that was in Liverpool, it would have still been a great atmosphere too. And thank you, Fight Sport Talk. Big up G. Looks like it was good for Chris and his dad. Kept him away from top middleweights. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Carl Thompson showed. Is another one. Yep, got dropped plenty. There's lots of fighters like that who they never had massively sturdy. Would you say Arturo Gatti was a bit like that? Gatti got dropped a few times, but he always came back swinging. Marquez dropped a bit. Fury, Bellew. There's a few out there who were known for getting dropped, but they'd recover. You know, whereas Joshua seems to have the double whammy, where he can get dropped. His chin is not god awful, but it's not amazing. But he stays hurt. That's like the worst combination you could get. If you're someone who gets dropped but they recover, or you're someone who has, you know, a good chin but you can't recover, so you'll take a lot before going. But imagine having both of them, where you don't take an amazing shot and you stay hurt. It's gotta be soul destroying. Doesn't even hit that hard. Yeah, Stevenson, he flipping. I suppose, yeah, the Usyk knockout as well, actually. I forgot about that. The Usyk knockout was a big one. But yeah, the Stevenson one, yeah, Maidana always recovered quick. Oh, that's a good question. Have a long, hard look and say, look, can I make 168 or 160 safely? What's there for me at 168? How long do I conceivably have? Is the training team right? There's a lot of questions need to be asked to Chris Eubank Jr. The terms are on Liam Smith's side now. So you can't go and say, can we fight at 163? It's not going to happen. So it's all on Liam Smith's terms. So again, like, I really don't know what's there for Eubank now at this stage. I really don't. I mean, he's going to have a long, hard look. Take the Ben fight, cash out. I don't even know if that would be on tape. Would it do the numbers? It might because of the names, but that loss is going to be damaging. It's a damaging loss. Teach anything else? Looked limited for years. He taught him a little bit, but not a lot. Yeah, I think he should as well. Liam Smith and Kell Brook. I think that's what Ben Shalom is going to look at. Liam Smith versus Kell Brook. Seriously, that's what he's going to look at. Kell Brook will be Babe. Usyk mentally fatigued them. That's what he did to Tony Bellew. He mentally fatigued them. Like, subscribe, and share. 287 of you in the building. Lads, I feel like you know what for asking, but if you haven't already, hit subscribe, please. We're nearly 40 subs off 10k. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the like button as well. 120 likes. Let's try and get to 150. Thank you so much if you have a good beating. He'll give him a fair old shellacking. He really will. Man, I'd love to know. All right, there's 287 of you in the building, right? Now, I want you to be honest. Be 100% honest, right? Did anyone actually... look, numerically, there must be someone with all the people in the chat. Did anyone actually bet by KO? Not or just anyone bet by KO Liam Smith? And if you did, what were the odds? Don't need to know how much you won, but what were the odds? It'd be great to hit it in a live. I'd love to hit it. I don't know if I will though, mate. I think I'll have to, because we're exactly 40 subs off 10k. That escalated quick, didn't it? Nearly 100 subs in a day. Boom. But I don't think I will. I don't think I'll hit it in this one, because I'm not going to go much longer than maybe another 10 minutes. Because I'm tired. I don't want to go gym tomorrow. I'm exhausted. I'm not going to lie, I'm exhausted. As much as like I've been enjoying this, I'm fucking exhausted at the same time. I'm really, really tired. I want to sleep. But I'm just, yeah, I'm hyped. I'm really hyped after that. It's why we love boxing, isn't it? It's just why we love boxing. Sometimes you just got to take the jump and go. Wow. Imagine someone put that money on it just for a laugh. If anyone hasn't subscribed, do it now. Please, do it now. Help your boy. I have a funny feeling, right? If it goes the way I think it'll go, I might wake up and be, if not close to 10k, over it. I think. If all goes well as I think it will. And actually, funny enough, yeah, I'm running low on battery as well, so I won't be staying much longer. I'll probably stay another 5 minutes or so. So Eubank needs to move up. If there was a 163 category, he'd be okay. He'd be in business for him and Liam Smith, but there isn't. There isn't, unfortunately, for him. So, yeah, I'm hardcore for staying up for the Florida card. Bermane Vern is fighting on that card. It's the strangest thing. Like, he's not fought in 2 years. He's not won a fight for a couple of years. And he's 44, 45 years old. And he's still fighting. Crazy. Can't believe Bermane Vern is still fighting. Someone get Eubank to a bargain bucket. I mean, I think the fact that he said, yeah, he's 44 years old and he's still fighting. He's fighting tonight. First fight in 2 years. If Eubank's chinny chin has gone, yeah, exactly. You know, he was always bigging his chin up as being tremendous and stuff like that. And I was going to say that 50%, I mean, that, you know, you will see boxing legends or someone like that when trash talking go wrong. And that is going to be it in a nutshell. The Eubank situation, all the trash talking, and he goes and gets himself knocked out in 4 rounds. Madness. Madness, but that's why we love boxing, isn't it? That is why we love boxing, because of stuff like this. Oh, Hatman has his video up. So I'm going to, once I finish up here, I'm going straight. Oh my God, lads. I hope you can see that. See that there. You can see there. Look at that. You can't see it. But 39 subs off. 39 subs off 10k. Oh man. But honestly, right, I'm probably going to call it here, because I'll tell you why. I was charging my phone towards the end of the watch along, and there you go, just gone below 10%. It's going to die. So I'm going to call it here. Lads, we're going to go live again tomorrow at some stage, probably, most likely anyway. I might go live at about 6:30, and because I think Ade might go live as well tomorrow, so I might go live before him just to get a couple in and then pop on over to his. So I'm going to leave it there. There's 261 of you guys in the building. On the way out, smash the like button, hit subscribe as well. There's bound to be 39 of you in the 252 who aren't subscribed. There's bound to be at least some of you. So if you haven't, please, on the way out, please hit subscribe. Help your boy out. I'd love to hit 10k tonight. So lads, I appreciate it. It's been a great night. Boxing is why we love it. It's why we love boxing. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. The last 4.5 hours have just gone through like that. And it reminds me why I love these watch-alongs, why I love doing boxing, why it's just boxing is brilliant, isn't it? That's why we love it. So people, I'm going to call it quits for tonight. I'll chat to you tomorrow. Of course, we'll do a live, we'll do a review of the week and all that other stuff. For now, lads and lassies, I'll talk to you. Peace.